Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with another installment of Building the Team. So, the new rules test didn't fully go as planned. Most of the group couldn't make it. However, myself and friend of the channel, Lucas from HeroClix headquarters, we got together and played a few games. I got to run my Avengers team, which sadly lost out to Lucas's Avengers team. But it was close, and the game was rather quick. And then I played my Justice League team against Lucas, running my Marvel Knights team, and Justice League actually won out. A major takeaway is that the new rules actually do help games go a lot faster. I even though it was a 300-point game, even though each game was a 300-point game. I mean, I've played 300-point games that have dragged on a bit over the years, so nice to see that these ones did it, and largely because of the new rules. So yeah. Anyway, so while we were trying to figure out what to do for this week, I suggested a build total of 600 points, and it was suggested that hey, Valentine's Day is coming up, so why not a Valentine's build? And so 600 points. Must include a couple. Alright, first off, we got ourselves an XMen team. A couple in questions would be Marvel Girl and Cyclops, and potentially also Wolverine. So, possibly a throuple. But anyway, kicking it off, we got Elixir. Elixir comes in at 40 points, and as I'm pretty sure I said during the unboxing, you're probably going to be seeing a lot of him, because he's good. But he comes in at 40 points. He's got the X-Men team ability, as well as the Hellfire Club, New Mutants, the 5, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. We have a trait, the 5, Elixir. When a friendly character is chosen for the Krakoan Revival trait, after resolutions, heal each character adjacent to them, one click. Okay, alright. Looking at his dial, we open up with a few clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of stealth. Nothing on attack, but we do get a few clicks with a 12 attack value. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Invincible, followed by a couple clicks of Regeneration, which can get him back to top click. On damage, we open up with special power Omega level Healing. Support, but Elixir and his target may be adjacent to opposing characters. When a friendly character uses the X-Men team ability, increase the D6 result by +2. Okay, so the X-Men team ability reads as follows: Power action. Choose an adjacent friendly character that can use this team ability and heal that character one click and roll a d6. On 1 through 4, this character is dealt 1 unavoidable damage. That's the character being given the action, not the character being healed to click. So with Elixir's trait, the fail is only on a 1 or a 2. Okay. Alright. Finally, on those last little clicks of his dial on damage, we've got Exploit Weakness 4 damage. Okay. I mean, with the 9 attacks, kind of gonna make it makes it not so great. I should know. I've used it. I've had it knocked onto those clicks, but yeah, it's a lot harder to hit. You need a perplexer to get into a decent amount. Anyway, moving on, we've got. Forge. Forge has at 60 points. He's got the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Factor, X-Force, X-Men, Mystical Scientist, and Soldier keywords. We have a trait, the Mutant CIA, which grants him stealth as well as improved movement and improved targeting in North hindering terrain. We open up with a few clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of plasticity. On speed, on attack, we open up with a few clicks of penetrating second blast, followed by a couple clicks of precision strike. On defense, all we've got is a couple clicks of toughness on top dial. On damage, however, we have a full run of the special power Technopath, which grants Forge Perplex. When he uses a target another character that shares 2 or more keywords with him, he may modify the chosen value except for damage by +2 instead. Okay, alright. That might actually help Elixir, as the two of them both have X-Force and X-Men, so yeah. Next up, we've got Wolverine. This is the common Wolverine. Comes in at 60 points. He's got the X-Men team ability as well as the Weapon X, X-Force, X-Men, Animal, and Assassin keywords. We have the Mutant CIA trait, same as Forge. We can just dial. We open up with special speed power Weapon X Reject, which gives him Charge and Flurry. Then clicks into regular charge, followed by regular flurry. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Precision Strike, followed by Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defense, he's got Indomitable, always nice to see. Opens up with a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, then a couple clicks of Super Senses, and a click of Regeneration. Damage, we got a nice long block of Exploit Weakness, followed by a couple clicks of Battle Fury. Okay, alright. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got Domino. Domino comes in at 60 points. She's got the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Force, X-Men, Assassin, Spy keywords, and the Mutant CIA trait, just like Forge and Wolverine. Looking at her dial, we've got a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Sidestep. On attack, all we get is a few clicks of the special power Plant-Based Krakoan Arm Cannon. Free. Choose one. Energy Explosion. Incapacitate with 2 targets, or Penetrating Psychic Blast. Domino can use the chosen power this turn. Okay. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a few clicks of Super Senses. Damage, we open up with a few clicks of Probability Control, followed by a few clicks of Close Combat Expert. Okay. Then on next up, we've got Iceman. Iceman here comes in at 65 points. He's got the Marauders, X-Factor, X-Men, and Pirate keywords. We also have a trait, Limbs Freeze and Shatter. When an opposing character within 6 squares misses Iceman, give that character a frozen limb token. Characters with 1 or more frozen limb tokens modify attack by -1. When a character with a frozen limb token hits Iceman, remove any frozen limb tokens that they've got. Looking at his dial, we get a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep, then a couple clicks of Plasticity. It's got a nice block of Penetrating Psychic Blast on attack, followed by a couple clicks of Poison. On defense, we open up a special power Ice Shell, which grants Iceman Barrier, Initial Deflection, and Toughness. This then gives way to regular Toughness. Then on damage, at the start of the dial, we get a couple clicks of Enhancement, and at the end of the dial, we get a couple clicks of Empower. Okay. Alright. Solid attacker, and with some decent damage modification. Next up, we've got Cyclops. Cyclops here comes at 75 points. He's got the X-Men team ability, as well as the Starjammers, X-Factor, and X-Men keywords. He also has improved targeting, may make range attacks out of adjacency, including to target adjacent opposing characters. And we get a trait, Sibling Rivalry, which grants him leadership. That's kind of the important thing, as Havoc is on the team, so yeah. Sadly, we won't get that boost from having Havoc on the team. Where if Havoc were to hit, Cyclops modifies his combat value by +1. Looking at his dial, we open up with a special speed power, You will forget who you are for a minute, which gives him Force Blast and Sidestep. When Cyclops hits with a range attack, after resolutions, all hit targets can use Battle Fury until your next turn. That thing gives way to some Running Shot, followed by some attack. We get some Energy Explosion, followed by Penetrating Psychic Blast. Defense, he's got Indomitable. We open up some Toughness, followed by some Initial Deflection. On damage, we've got a few clicks of Ranged Combat Expert, starting at the top. And they'll go nicely with that special power, so... Okay. Next up, we've got Prestige. Prestige comes in at 75 points as well. She's also got the X-Men team ability. She's got the Excalibur, Phoenix Force, Starjammers, X-Men, and future keywords. Looking at her dial, we open up with a few clicks of Mind Control, followed by a few clicks of Running Shot. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Penetrating Strike, or Precision Strike, followed by a few clicks of Pulse Wave. Defensively speaking, we open up with a couple clicks of Super Senses, followed by a few clicks of Willpower, then we get a special defense power. I can still feel the Phoenix when I'm alone. The stop click, and gives her Toughness and Willpower. On damage, we open up the special power Omega level Empath and Psionic Shielding, which gives her Outwit, and at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a friendly character within range and line of fire that shares a keyword with her. So your next turn, that character is protected, all caps protected, Outwit. Okay. And that then gives way to a few clicks of Probability Control, and then we're back to the special power. See? But that last click with the special power, she's got a 4 damage, so... Oof. Good thing it's a stop click. Moving on, we've got Marvel Girl. Marvel Girl comes in at 80 points. She's got the X-Men team ability as well as the Phoenix Force, Quiet Council, X-Factor, X-Force, X-Men, Cosmic, and Ruler keywords. She has improved targeting, ignores characters. She has the Krakoan Revival trait, which we'll get to in a moment, after we've gone through the rest of the characters. Looking at her dial, we get a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple of clicks of Sidestep. Her first 4 clicks on attack alternate between Telekinesis and Energy Explosion. Then on her final click, we get another click of Energy Explosion. She's got Indomitable. We get a few clicks of Inertial Deflection, followed by a couple clicks of Super Senses. On damage, we alternate between the special power Psychic Backlash, which grants her Outwit. When a friendly character with the X-Men keyword is targeted by Outwit, after resolution, roll a d6. On a 4 through a 6, deal the opposing character that used Outwit 1 penetrating damage. Okay. So the chances of failing that are 50. Well, she's got a 50-50 chance. Okay. But she alternates between that and probability control. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. And finally, character-wise, we've got Captain Britain. This is the new Captain Britain, Betsy Braddock from Excalibur. She comes in at 80 points as well. She has the X-Men team ability as well as the Excalibur, X-Men martial arts, and mystical keywords. We get 2 traits. Excalibur, Mystical Protectors, which gives her the Mystics team ability, but only triggers during range attacks. So if someone punches, if she's attacked with a close attack, it doesn't work. But someone that can do that whole make range attacks out of adjacency, that's still going to count. But she also has Protected, all caps, Mystics team ability. Next up is Telepathic Coordination. Leadership. When Captain Britain uses leadership and succeeds, she may also remove an action token from a friendly character within range with the X-Men or Excalibur keywords. They don't have to be within line of fire, just within range. And it's an X-Men theme team, so that won't be a problem. Looking at her dial, we've got a nice long block of charge. They're on speed, followed by a couple of clicks of plasticity. On attack, we open up with a block of the special power Psychic Arming Sword, which grants her Blaze Claw's Fangs, and once per turn, when she uses it, you may choose to reduce the d6 roll by 1 or 2, but you have to choose before you roll. If you do, decrease the target's combat values by the same amount until your next turn. Okay. That thing gives way to some clicks of Raider Blaze Claw's Fangs. We got Indomitable, and followed by a few clicks of Impervious on defense, then Toughness, then Combat Reflexes. Then we got a nice chunk of Exploit Weakness, followed by Outwit on damage. Okay. Now, the Krakoan Revival trait. Okay. So, Marvel Girl can use this. For all characters of this trait, when a friendly standard character with the X-Men keyword and a lower point value would be KO'd by an opposing effect, you may instead choose to turn that character to its starting click, this game, and place them adjacent to a friendly character that can use this trait. If you do, your opponent scores that character and generates a bystander on this card of their choice, adjacent to any of their characters. Your opponent then scores 10 points for every bystander they generated this game by this trait, regardless of source. So, on the first time it'd be 10, second time 20, 30, you get the idea. But yeah, the bystanders, we have the Orcus Soldier, we have Coven Akaba, we have Horde Culture, we have Phobos Armor, Skinless Assassins, and PhD Apes. Yeah, the Orcus Soldiers are a good, solid close range combat. We have some support from Coven Akaba. Horde Culture also has some support, including support itself. The Phobos Armor is also a decent range attacker. Skinless Assassins are good, solid range attack, close attackers, as are PhD Apes, who also have some. Who also give some perplex. All right, moving on. We've got ourselves a Spider-Man family team. And of course, like any other Spider-Man family team anymore, it has equipment. Now, we also have, so our couple here are Mary Jane Watson and Spider-Man. And we'll actually kick things off by looking at Mary Jane Watson. Mary Jane here comes in at a whopping 15 points. She has the SpiderMan ally team ability, which makes her a wild card. She's also got she's got the SpiderMan family, Stark Industries, and Celebrity keywords. She has a secret identity trait, but that's not going to be an issue because we don't have any secret identities to swap out with. And the other one is, need a distraction, Tiger? Don't forget, you're married to a movie star. As a power action, if no friendly bystanders named paparazzi are on the map, roll a d6. Generate number of paparazzi bystanders equal to half the result in unoccupied squares within 4 squares. These guys are annoying, and it makes Mary Jane probably one of the most annoying figures in the game. The paparazzi, they've got sidestep, and they've got incapacitate, and they're autonomous. Looking at her dial, we get a couple clicks of sidestep on speed, a couple clicks on defense. We open up with a couple clicks of initial deflection, followed by a click of willpower, and then on damage, we open up with a click of shape change. Okay, all right. Next up, we've got Spiderling. Spiderling here comes in at 30 points, has the SpiderMan allied team ability. She also has improved movement towards elevated hindering terrain. She has Battle World Regency as well as Shield and SpiderMan family keywords. We got a trait, Take Down the Giant Robot. Whenever a friendly character within range is damaged by a character that's using Colossal Retaliation, after resolutions, the attacker is dealt 1 penetrating damage. Now, note the fact that it specifies Colossal Retaliation. It's not specified Giant Retaliation or any other type of retaliation. So, only Colossal Retaliation. Looking at her dial, it's also quite short. We get a couple clicks of charge, followed by a click of sidestep. On attack, we've got precision strike. On defense, we've got a few clicks of super senses, and on damage, we have a special power, precognitive spider sense. Once per turn, you may reroll a super sense roll of a friendly character within range with the SpiderMan family keyword. Okay. And she is a friendly character, so if you really need to keep her alive, you can reroll hers. Next up, we've got Black Cat. This is probably my favorite Black Cat to use. She's from the Deadpool set, comes in at 65 points. She's got the Defender's team ability, as well as the Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Divas, and Spider-Man family keywords. She also has improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain. We get some stealth. On speed, we get stealth and flurry. On attack, we open up with some Blades Lost Fangs, and, well, that we only have blades. Defensively speaking, we open up with combat reflexes, and that's all she's got. Damage-wise, we got probability control followed by a wit. Okay, alright. Next, we've got American Sun. American Sun here comes in at 65 points. He's got the Dark Avengers, Spider-Man family, and armor keywords, and we've got a trait. To be the Sun Norman wanted. Or not. The first time American Sun would KO an opposing character of 25 or more points, you may instead turn them to their last non-KO click. If you do, this game, American Sun can use Perplex and modifies his combat values by +1. If you don't, after resolutions, deal him 1 unavoidable damage, and this game he can use Outwit and deals penetrating damage. Ooh, that's kind of a tough one, actually. Looking at his dial, we're not going to worry about the secret identity part. Looking at his dial, we get some running shot, followed by some sidestep, followed by charge. On attack, all we've got is a couple clicks of energy explosion. Defense-wise, we've got Indomitable, followed by, starting off the dial with special defense power adapted from Iron Man, which gets an initial deflection and invulnerability. That thing is weighted regular invulnerability, followed by toughness. On damage, we open up with nothing, but he clicks into some ranged combat expert, followed by some close combat expert. Okay, alright. Next up, we've got Venom Ghost Spider. Venom Ghost Spider here comes in at 70 points. She's got the Codex, Spider-Man family, celebrity, and monster keywords, as well as improved movement towards elevated and hindering terrain. We got 2 traits, calling help from the Venomverse, which actually might come in handy, as well as Symbiote, which grants her plasticity and shape change. Oh, we have 3 traits, not just 2, 3. Last trait, we march to the same beat. Giant Reach 3. If Venom Ghost Spider has no action tokens, she has Battle Fury. If she has exactly 1, she can use Flurry. If she has 2, she can use Stealth. Okay. Looking at her dial, we get a nice block of charge, followed by a few clicks of sidestep. On attack, we alternate between Blaze Claws, Fangs, and Quake. Indom on defense. On damage, we start off with Super Senses, or defense, start with Super Senses. A couple of clicks of Combat Reflexes, back to Super Senses, back to Combat Reflexes. And then we end with a couple of clicks of Regeneration, and she has nothing on damage, sadly. Okay. Moving on, we've got Agent Antivenom. So Agent Antivenom here comes in at 75 points, has the Spider-Man Ally Team ability, as well as the Avengers, Codex, Shield, Spider-Man Family, Monster, and Soldier keywords. He also has improved movement north elevated hindering terrain. We get 2 traits. First off is Cleansing Powers, support as free. Then we've got Symbiote, which grants him plasticity and shape change, just like with Venom Ghost Spider. Alright, so looking at his dial, again, we're not going to worry about the secret identity portion, but we open up with a few clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, we've got some precision strike, followed by poison, and back to precision strike. He's got Indomitable. Defense-wise, we open up some combat reflexes, followed by super senses. Damage-wise, we open and end with a special power. Wait, I haven't cured you yet. Outwit. Once per turn when Agent Antivenom uses it. After resolutions, you can use Outwit at no cost, but only to target a character with the Spider-Man Family or Monster keyword. Okay. And then we've got, in between those 2 clicks of the special power, we've got Empower. Okay. Alright. Next, we've got the Prime Venom. Common Prime from Absolute Carnage. Comes in at 80 points. He's got the Spider-Man Ally Team ability, as well as the Codex, Maximum Carnage, Sinister Syndicate, Spider-Man Family, Monster, and Reporter keywords. You have improved movement in North's elevated hinder terrain, as well as the trait Symbiote Codex Hunter. Symbiote Codex Hunter grants Venom plasticity and shape change, just like the symbiote trait would. When he KOs an opposing character after resolutions, heal 1 click. If that character has the Codex keyword, heal 3 clicks instead. Okay. Again, we won't bother with his secret identity dial. Looking at his regular dial, though, we open up a special power, Driven Mad by Null. Charge, but do not have speed. When Venom uses it after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to each adjacent character, friendly and opposing. That thing is a regular charge followed by Flurry. Get it on attack. We open up a couple clicks of Blaze Claws Fangs, followed by Quake, followed by a couple clicks of Steel Energy. We got Indomitable on defense. We open up a special power Invulnerability, followed by a long block of Toughness. Then we get a special defense power. The Symbiote is taking over. It's a stop click and grants Toughness. As a free action, roll a d6. On a 1, give Venom an action token. 2 through 5, choose 1 to last until your next turn. Impervious or Regeneration. 6. Heal 2 clicks. Okay, alright. And there's no limit on how many times it can end up being per game it can be used. So, okay. Next up, we've got actually I figure I just got last week the Earth X Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man, the rare Spider-Man from the Earth X set. Comes in at 90 points. He's got the Spider-Man Ally Team ability, making him a wild card. He also has improved movement in North's elevated terrain, hindering terrain, and characters. We've got the Avengers, Spider-Man Family, Reporter, and Scientist keywords. 2 traits. First off is Protect My Family. As a free action, if no other friendly character has activated this trait this turn, choose an opposing character to attack a friendly character with the Spider-Man Family keyword since your last turn. Place Spider-Man such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. Well, the other trait, Signature Equipment, Web Shooters. Spider-Man may set the game with the Web Shooters equipped. The Web Shooters. Their effect is that he gains incapacity with a maximum range value of 4. When using Incap and Spider-Man hits, instead of giving an action token, you may have hit targets gain immobile until your next turn. And they had 2 action tokens, they still take the 1 penetrating damage. Now, looking at his dial, we get a couple clicks of a special speed power, Friendly Neighborhood SpiderMan, which grants by a running shot. Whenever he makes an attack or is attacked after resolutions, you may move him 1 square. Then a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of hypersonic speed. Nothing to start off with attack-wise, but he clicks into Quake, then Precision Strike. We've got Indomitable. Then we've got some Super Senses, followed by some Combat Reflexes, followed by Energical Deflection. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Probability Control, and we end with a couple clicks of Perplex. Okay, alright. And finally, we've got Silver Sable. Silver here comes in at 100 points, has the Spider-Man Allied Team ability, as well as the Heroes for Hire, Outlaws, Spider-Man Family, Wild Pack, Ruler, and Soldier keywords. We have a trait, Wild Pack Assemble. Adjacent friendly heroes that share a keyword Silver Sable can use the team ability she is copying. Seems how everyone is... Well, okay, there are a few without the Spider-Man Family team ability, so she can be kind of useful here. If for no other reason than to give out the Defender's team ability from Black Cat. Since her and Black Cat have the older cards, we can't show the dials, but Silver Sable opens up with some stealth, then some sidestep on attack. We open up with some penetrating psychic blast, then we get some Blaze Lost Fangs. On defense, we've got some Mastermind, followed by Willpower. Damage-wise, we open up with special power, Leader of the Wild Pack. Silver Sable can use Leadership and Outwit. When she uses Leadership, for each other friendly character that can use Leadership, modify the result of her D6 roll by +1. Also on damage, she clicks into Ranged Combat Expert. Finally, we're including the Octopus Arms, likely to put on either Venom or Agent Antivenom. Give whichever one of them Flurry, Giant Reach of 2 as well, though they've already got the improved movement. So, yeah. Alright, and that is it. Hopefully, we'll actually have this week's game, and there is inclement weather predicted for this weekend, so we'll see what happens. And then next week, we likely won't be having... Either way, there's not going to be a... chances are good there won't be a building the team next week, as it's most likely that we're going to be seeing it, or we'll be getting we'll be having a sealed event the following, or next weekend, so, for Future Foundation. Anyway, that's all for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal give out in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.